Hey guys, welcome to the Blog Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Vic, and today we have a Daisy again in the house.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're going to be talking about should you date potential, and then we'll kind of like go from there into like love and lust, like love versus lust. But we'll first of all go over like should you date potential. So yeah, first of all, I want to be like, what does potential mean to you? First of all.
I think potential and hope are like in the same family. So like more so just like what you could see somebody doing. Like you could kind of see them reaching certain heights and stuff like that. What do you see potential to be?
I when I saw that at first, I was thinking that like potential was like let's say you think someone's gonna become this thing, and then you like kind of like chase that or like the person for that because you think the person's gonna end up becoming this thing, right? Or whatever, famous, successful, rich, whatever it is, right? And then maybe like, you know, it may not work out or not, but like I thought potential was that. But then when we were talking earlier before the thing started, you kind of said something about like potential is kind of like you could just like see something like someone could like be a better person.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it from that angle. I thought about it from like the angle of like maybe just being with someone because you think they're gonna be successful, you think you're gonna be.
Yeah, you think they have something
But
coming to them.
you were talking about like actually like seeing a change in someone. Like let's say someone is like a bad person or like whatever, a cheater or like whatever
Exactly.
there is, and you're like
Exactly.
you thinking you like they have the potential to be a better person, they just haven't met the right person yet, and type shit.
Exactly. I think that it goes. Usually, when people date potential, it has a lot to do with personality. So, like you said, like somebody could be a cheater, but you see potential in them to be faithful one day.
Right.
Or somebody could like have like no work ethic, things like that, and then you kind of just like, oh, I could see it to be there. It's really important to not date potential because you gotta date people for who they are. Same thing with like friendships. You can't go into it with a mindset that like, oh, I'm gonna change you and make you this way. It's never gonna go like that. And that's not true companionship. You gotta accept people for who they are. It's one thing to want to help somebody, but it's a very big thing. You have to accept people for who they are and what they show you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true though, because if you don't, like that can end up like being like really bad. If the person doesn't change, then you probably it's just like not a good idea.
I think a lot of females they experience dating people for potential, especially like with men who are very nonchalant or like standoffish. So like you'll see a guy, and I don't know what it is because I've done this before, but it's like you'll see a guy who's like not really affectionate, not really like, not saying he's not into you, but he's not affectionate. He seems detached. He kind of seems nonchalant and stuff, and like somewhere in you, you're like, nah, I'm gonna make him care about me, or like, yeah, he's gonna be caring with me and stuff like that, and then you'll end up getting hurt because it's like that's not who he is, and that's happened to me before. I've never dated somebody for like a quality that I wanted them to change besides that. So like I'll see somebody who doesn't really care, and I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna give him a chance. Like I'm gonna make him care about me. He never had me before, and it's like that's not a good thing. So I think women especially experience that a lot. Like that good girl, bad guy stigma. Yeah, it's something in them. You want to change them, or you just kind of want to show them something different. But it's not worth it. It really is not worth it. No.
So okay, I was gonna ask you if like you've ever dated someone because of potential, but you just like literally just answered. But no worries. Okay. Do you think there are any benefits at all whatsoever to like dating potential?
No.
No.
I've done it before. Dated it.
So you don't think there's any benefits at all? So okay. So for example, if you date somebody, if you like see somebody or whatever, and maybe the person is experiencing like was going through a really hard time at the moment, so it's making them to like act a certain way, right? And then you're like, okay, if this time passes, they're gonna like change or they're gonna be better or something like that. You know what I mean? In that sense.
No.
No.
I'll talk to you when you get better.
I'm dead.
Nah.
You say I'll talk to you when you get better?
I'm tired of being a ride or die. I kept dying. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I just feel like overall, I think dating potential only is good if it works out in your favor. If it doesn't, it's like you got your hopes up for no reason. You
Right.
wasted your time. And you know what's crazy about dating potential? It's like you wasted your own time. Because the whole time you have these hopes and these ideals that you want for the other person, but they're showing you time every day.
Like this
They're
way,
not
this
that,
way.
like they're not what you want them to be. So it's either you're gonna accept it and let that
Person be
idea of potential that you have in your mind go, or you're gonna, accept them for who they are. That's just how it is. But I don't think dating for potential is good, especially like me. I think I told you earlier, I think people have endless potential. We're always capable of doing better than we did before. So I would really see you not doing better, but I'm just like, it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Next thing you know, years fly by, you're still doing the same shit. I don't like that.
right.
So that's why I advise not to do it, because I'm a person, I definitely believe in people with my all. So just to save myself, I don't date potential anymore.
Okay, so like, what are some like signs? We could just talk about like some signs where like some people they may be dating potential, but they don't even know that shit. Like they're thinking that like they're actually dating somebody like for like face value, but like it's actually potential. So I'm just gonna like talk about like some signs that may suggest that you're actually dating someone for potential, or you're dating potential. So I would say like number one, like kind of like if you're like ignoring red flags. So like someone is showing you who they are, someone is showing you this is who I am, this is how I am, this is what I do, right? But like you're ignoring those signs. You're like, oh, like you said, like he's gonna be better. Like he hasn't had me, or he just needs some more love to like change. Sometimes it works, but rarely it works. Like I personally think people change when they feel like, okay, I want to change.
Yeah.
Like if someone is not really willing to change, like it don't matter how much whatever you shower them, they're not gonna change.
That's correct.
So it's like I think one of the signs of like to know that someone is dating potential is like ignoring red flags. Another one could be like if you find yourself always like teaching them.
I was gonna say that too. If you find yourself always going out your way to like put them in alignment with the image you have for them, that's a problem too. You cannot help anybody that does not want to help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see yourself constantly like extending help or constantly extending like new ways to do things and they're not taking it, that's another way to show you that you could be dating potential. You're not accepting this person for what they are and who they are and how they like to deal with things, because you're constantly throwing out other options and they're not taking it. They're not open to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I remember a situation where like I was dating this one girl and she didn't like going to church at all, right? And I now I barely go to church. Now I haven't gone to church in like maybe like 2 years.
I believe it.
But like no, back then, especially when I just came from Nigeria, like I used to be like I love going to church. At least every Sunday we gotta go to church, because I grew up like in the church. Like,
Yeah, same.
when I was younger. But like, now we're growing real. But when I was younger, I used to be like, yeah, I want to go. And this girl I was dating, she was actually an atheist. She didn't even like. And I was just like, I didn't even understand. I was like, but back then, now I can understand why people are that way. But like back then, I was like, why the hell would someone even like what? And then it's like, I'm trying to make this person be like, okay, see reason to like benefits of like doing this or going here or like doing this. And they're like, nah. They're like, that's not my belief. I don't want to do that. But sometimes they'll do it for me or whatever. And it's like, I was just like, yeah, that's not it. Like,
and it doesn't feel the same too. Like when somebody's doing something for you that they don't really want to do, it's kind of like, shut up, I'm doing this, like, so you can't talk anymore. But it's not like a genuine thing. It's not like companionship. I feel like I had that struggle in a relationship before, but with honesty. So on past episodes, I always talk about how important honesty is to me. And I was like on and off with somebody for like 5 years. Worst time of my life, but
on and off for 5 years?
Yeah, worst time of my life. another story for another episode. But basically, like, the struggle I was having with him at that moment was just to be honest about how he felt at the moment. Like, I don't care if you wake up every day with new feelings, communicate that, say that. And it's like, I would always give like different ways that we could communicate, or different ways. First of all, I don't even know why I'm trying to present to you different ways to be honest. We're adults. Tell me the truth.
Right.
Tell me the truth. Stop playing with me. Tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. So I would find myself like, trying to be his friend or trying to make him comfortable. And then at a point in time, I got disrespected so bad that I just had to realize, like, this is what you like to do. It does not matter how cool I am. It doesn't matter, how much I extend myself. You just like to lie. And that's what you're going to keep doing until something happens to you where you don't want to lie, or until you wake up today and be like, yo, I don't really feel like lying anymore. So that's what I realized, like, I was dating potential. So, like, you keep extending yourself or trying to change somebody, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, you keep trying to see like this perfect version.
Yeah, and like to you it sounds simple, right? Like going to church sounds simple. To me, telling the truth is very simple, but to other people it's just like, I could understand it. Like, there's just some things people aren't interested in. Mm-hmm. As unethical or unreasonable as that may sound with different things, like, I think everybody should care about telling the truth, but some people just don't.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
Big red flag.
Okay, like, what are like some dangers of like dating potential?
You waste your time. That's number one. This time is something we do not get back.
Right.
You waste your time, and I also think that it destroys your confidence a little bit, because you feel like if things don't work out, you feel like you failed, or you feel like something is wrong with you. I don't know how common that is in men, but in women, you feel like that a lot. So now you're starting to question yourself, because it's like you fell in love, or you got infatuated with something that was never there, and now you're questioning yourself behind it. So like me personally, I definitely went through like a whole sad phase, insecure phase, all that, just because I was dating potential. I never saw this person for who they really are. I only saw them to be better, and I think that that's really love. When you see somebody to be better, or you want them to be better, that's how. Why would I not want you to excel?
Better, yeah, exactly.
But that's not who you are. And I never saw that. It took me getting disrespected, getting hurt so much times to see that. And I don't wish that on anybody. That's why now, if you show me who you are, I'm going to believe you. Yeah, like, I am not doing the potential thing anymore. You show me who you are, I believe you.
Straight up, like, okay, that's who you are. Like,
yeah,
we're not even gonna argue with you.
If you lie, you're a liar. That's
right,
it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you lied. That you're a liar. You cheat, you're a cheater. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna believe what you show me. And I recommend that for everybody. Don't waste your time.
Yo, I'm dead, bro. I feel like another danger of like dating potential is like just also, besides wasting time, I feel like also like it could also be like wasting your energy, resources.
Yeah.
But it could also be like disappointment. So like just getting like disappointed in the fact that like that person is not even like, you know what I mean? That is not even like gonna be whatever that you like spend all this energy trying to like create or like improve or something like that.
Yeah.
Think like, yeah.
They come back though. They come back.
But you know the craziest thing I think is like sometimes crazy thing is you may be trying to, I think that's kind of like molding somebody or like teaching somebody.
Yeah.
Right? You may be trying to teach somebody to do certain things, right? Like, oh, this is how you do this, and this is how you do this. And then this person is not doing it. This person is not doing any of the shit you're teaching them. Then this person starts dating someone else. And
all of a sudden, they caught the magic. They start doing everything he was begging for.
Right. Every freaking thing that you wanted them to do is like, wow, what changed? What was the change that happened? You know what I mean?
I'm upset. I've seen that shit so many times.
Yeah.
I told you I was dating somebody for 5 years. Never got me a flower. Never bought me flowers, nothing.
Yeah.
We separated, we stopped talking. He go buy some girl a rose and her favorite color. I said, what the fuck? Am I a war? Was I not with you for 5 years?
I'm dead.
Breaking my back, doing everything, and that was the person who I dated for potential. I used to always put him in the way, like, certain opportunities or put certain ideas in his head, or just kind of like just try to like not necessarily upgrade him, but just show him like that there's always better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you go date some whack ass girl, and now
you said a whack ass girl.
I'm tight. Like, why would you do that? But I feel like that's honestly why I don't check my ex's pages. And that's, you know what? That's what they supposed to do. Like, on some real shit. If I date you and you fuck up with me, I hope that in the next step of your dating life, you're better. I always told my ex that, like, I hope that the next girl you with, you feel me? You don't ever, person, you don't ever. I feel like my pain was not in vain if you learn your lesson, and if you're a better person from here on out. Because I'm strong enough, I could deal with it. I dealt with the lying, the cheating, the manipulation, all of this. Just be a better man going forward, and that would make me happy. Because at least you're better. But that's why I don't check my ex's pages. I'm not getting my feelings hurt.
Really?
No.
Bro, I don't even care. It's like I'll literally see my ex and like their boyfriend, and I'll be like, if I could, I'll put like a love emoji. Like, I love that. Like, I literally, if I dated someone and like they moved on, especially when I date people, like I don't like end up being like enemies with them. I never understood that shit where people like say, like literally, if I was dating you and like you moved on, I'm like shipping you. I'm like, yes, I want you to be like great. Like I haven't had an ex. I was like trying to have me like hook her up with like some people. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm that kind of person. I'll be like, yeah, like we're not longer together. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like I get that we're not together. Like, but like some people, they can't even get over the idea that like, oh, why you still friends with your ex? Why you still this with your ex?
Yeah.
And I get it, but it's just like I think just different people. Like me, like I said, like if I could literally see my ex and like whatever boyfriend post a picture and it's a great picture or whatever of them, and I'll put like a love emoji, like, oh, that's dope, like a heart, like, you know what I mean, like that's like on a genuine shit though, not even like on the petty shit. Yeah, not even on.
I feel like I'm like that now. Like, it's no need for like beef or anything. Because before I was big on like, I'm gonna block you and I don't want to ever talk to you again. But now I'm just on some like, bro, like we could always be cool. I always want to be cool with people. That's kind of a good thing about me and a bad thing about me. But I feel like also when it comes to like moving on, people have to understand we do not possess people. We just experience them. People are here for a good time, not a long time. So you just take what you get and you go on. Yeah, there's no need to act really. I used to do that too. Like I felt like once I had somebody, it was mine. Like, no, bro, be a butterfly.
Right. That's how I feel. I feel like that's the thing though. I feel like I've been said that before on like on an episode. I'm like, bro, if I'm dating somebody, I want you to do whatever you want to do. Whatever you feel within your heart that is best for you. Not even, it's like just do it. It's like if it's not something I like, and if it's not something I like, I'll tell you about it and we can work it out. Or if it's too much, I can like walk out of it. Like you have the option to do whatever you want. Then like I can just decide whatever my response to that will be. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't. You gotta live your life and just you're not my prisoner. But also it's like, and people are like, oh, you don't really love the person enough, that's why you're saying that. It's like, no, I actually really love this person, and I'm just like, I want you to be your best self. Do whatever you want to do, I don't care. But like you know, just put it in the back of your mind that like we're in a relationship, so like you gotta respect that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna hold you back or like be like, oh, let me check your phone, or like what are you doing over there with that? Like also, if I'm dating you, bro, I trust you. Yeah. If I don't trust you, like I don't gotta be in a relationship with anybody. Like literally, like I'm not like out here like, you know, like I feel like a lot of people, they can't even fathom just being by themselves and just like.
Exactly, that's a big problem.
And like they have to be with somebody.
By themselves, sober. Some people have to, when they're by themselves, they have to drink, they gotta smoke, they gotta take pills. Some people really struggle being by themselves, especially sober. That shit is crazy.
I feel like you gotta like, if see the moment before anyone even gets in relationship, I feel like you have to like mentally prepare yourself to like I'm fine, I'm okay by myself without anybody. Because when you go in a relationship, you don't really need the person. It's just okay. And I was talking about this with somebody, and we got into an argument about it because you probably don't know her, or you probably maybe. I've seen a video, whatever. There's this girl I be having podcasts with, Kimberly. So we are always going like we never agree on anything. Like we always going back and forth. So it's like we were talking about like I was talking about like relationships are like an additional bonus to like life. Like we don't need relationships, but it's like something that like if we have, it's a plus. You know what I mean? But like she was saying that like, oh, you're trying to say we don't need love? No, we do need love. We can have love without even being in a relationship. Love and relationships are two different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can love somebody without even being like, oh, I want to be in a relationship, or like, oh, like we gotta like, you know what I mean? It's like they're two people sometimes people confuse like love and relationship. No, we all need love, but like the moment you feel like you can be by yourself without somebody, without an attachment, without all these things, and be okay, that moment is where you truly feel like complete. Like when you go into a relationship, you're like, okay, like
yeah,
like this person, I don't need you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just
I don't need you, but like you're
So and also it's like if the person like messes up or something or like does some shit, like because you don't need them, you are able to like better judge the situation.
The situation,
exactly. Like if for example, like I needed someone so bad, like I needed you to pay my bills, for example, or whatever. Like let's just use bills for example, and then you pay my bills. Obviously, if you did some fucked up shit with me, I'm gonna have to think about my bills first before I think about what I'm gonna do to you. Because that is a bill, a necessity that like yo. Yeah. But if you're not paying my bills and you're just an addition to like whatever I got going on, then like that way I can make better, clear decisions. Yeah. Like if you did some fucking shit, I'm like, okay. Yeah, exactly. I'm like
anything that's beneficial or anything you feel like you're gonna lose. I feel like I agree with that. I think it's important to know yourself because there's a lot of things that we do out of a lack of confidence, and you don't realize that until you sit down and really spend time with yourself and get to know yourself. There's a lot of things we do out of like insecurity, subconsciously. And you would never really pay attention until you spend time with yourself and you're like, damn. Like I didn't realize I had a codependency issue, if you know what that is. Like not necessarily dependent on somebody, like you don't pay my bills, but more so emotionally dependent on somebody. And I didn't realize that until I spent some time with myself and I had to realize like, damn, I didn't even really know I was doing some of these things. Like codependency is like a really broad topic, but some of the traits that is in codependency is kind of like you blame yourself a lot, and then like you just keep going back even though like you know it's not good for you. You just feel comfortable there even though it's a bad situation. So that's stuff that I had no idea about. I didn't even know that word like 2-3 years ago. I had no idea what that fucking word meant, and then I found out and I was like, wow. So you're right. Like I think that relationships are the best when you know yourself. And you can have a relationship and not be in love. Just like how you say hello to your neighbor and y'all not even really friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, but people think that relationships automatically equal to love and stuff. It's not always like
it's
that.
not.
It should be that way. Should it be that way? I think so, yeah. Like, that's the fairy tale.
I don't think it should be that way, actually. Because why I would say that is because, like, for example, some people can fall in love with multiple people at the same time.
Crazy.
Right. So like if you're able to fall in love with both people, how are you gonna be able to like control that into like being in a relationship? Because relationship is like a solid like it's a solid union between you and somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and if you like are in love with like 4 different people, for example, like you can't, if you, like you said love and relationship should like kind of like be the same, equal the same thing. But like if you're in love with 4, there's no way you can be in relationship with all 4 of them. You know what I mean?
There's people who into that.
Yeah. Right. I feel like in 10 years time, most people are gonna like be more open to that.
People
because
are
like
into that for sure.
Yeah, because like I feel like now we're just kind of like one woman. There's the whole societal thing of like one man.
So you're monogamous. You believe in being with one person.
One man, one woman, right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like in 10 years time, it's gonna change. It is because like I feel like there's a lot of like cases of like cheating and all this stuff and that. But like, okay, think about it. If a lot of men or a lot of people just decide that like, you know what? Maybe I'm actually polygamous in nature, right? Or maybe I'm not polygamous. That's how I feel. There'll be less cases of like people feeling like, oh, he cheated on me. Because the whole thing is like, it's like you're going into a contract with this person saying, it's just gonna be the two of us, right?
Yeah.
And then when you break that contract by being with someone else, it becomes a big issue because the person believes that like it's just the two of us. But if more people were open to like, okay, we're gonna go into this thing, knowing, and then it's okay if someone is like strictly monogamous and they don't want to do that. It's okay. Like that person can just do what they want to do and what they like. But like, if you feel like, yo, I think we should, whatever. If you feel like I think we should do polygamous thing or polyamorous thing, whatever, right? And then the girl is not interested and she leaves. You find someone that's polygamous. If something happened where you and someone else have like an affair or whatever, you guys are in a polygamous. So she understands that like that's the way it is. So I think if more people are in that way or being upfront about it, like it's just like a contract that like, okay, this is our relationship, but like at some point there may be this or this happening or this.
Yeah, definitely.
Then that way there's less heartbreak. I feel like there's less like people feel like, oh, he's cheating or all men cheat or something like that.
But that brings us right into the topic of love versus lust.
Okay.
Because I feel like people are treating relationships as a business instead of dating or being with somebody because you guys have genuine interest in each other or because you're in love. But I meet a lot of people that, especially men, sorry to throw you under the bus, but I meet a lot of men that treat their relationship like, yeah, I'm in a relationship, but still doing anything. And it's like, you could really be in love with your girl, but you letting lust get in the way. So let's
talk about love and lust.
Love versus
We're gonna get into that. Okay, this you said this leads us right into like the
love versus lust. So I want to ask you, make a distinction between the two. What does love mean to you? Not necessarily by definition, but how do you differentiate love versus lust in your opinion?
I think like love is like a genuine affection or attraction you have towards someone. Like it's just so pure and genuine and love. And it's like, I feel like love is like you care about someone regardless of whatever, you know. That's like love. Lust is easy. Lust is just like, I have like sexual desires for you. You know what I mean? Or like, and sometimes people confuse the two, but I think they don't. Okay, lust is just like I have sexual desires for you. We're trying to have sex, like that shit. Like I think you're pretty, I think you're sexy, or whatever. I'm just trying to have sex. Okay, that's why a lot of men feel like that. Right. That's why a lot of men feel like you hear people saying like, oh yeah, I could. They'll be like, oh yeah, like I'm dating this girl. I have sex with this other girl, but it's like I don't have any feeling towards that girl. It's just like sex. That right there is just lust. That's just the lust part. But doesn't mean they don't have love for the person they're with. They just have like love for like, that's the real love, and that's like lust. You know what I mean?
I definitely get.
So you get what I mean? So it's like they love that person genuinely, and just because it's like they let their body or they whatever take over their like. You know?
Yeah, I don't respect it. I think that's
I don't. It's not like something I respect, but I'm just saying that's the difference.
That's the difference. I'm thinking. So for me, I think lust isn't necessarily always like a sexual desire. I told you earlier. I think lust is a moment. I also kind of see lust and infatuation to be very similar. So for me, if I love somebody,
infatuation is another thing.
Infatuation.
Okay.
That's another
I
thing.
feel like infatuation and lust are just two different definitions completely.
They are, but they're not. So like infatuation is a moment. Lust essentially is a moment, but with like maybe a little bit more sexual tension.
Infatuation is like when you have like. Infatuation is more like, for me, I think like infatuation is more like a fantasy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're dating someone for some reasons that are not even real or realistic. Or like you think like you date someone and you think, oh my god, we're gonna be like we're gonna be Sleeping Beauty and the Beast or whatever. You know, you have this idea of what you guys are gonna be. Like I feel like that's kind of like infatuation. It's just like you have like this. It's not real.
Not necessarily though. You can be literally like, I'm infatuated with my cat. You can be infatuated with yourself. Like, infatuation is just kind of the obsession of an idea or concept, like you said, but also like things or people. I get infatuated with food. Like, I'm infatuated with ice cream. You seen I love my fucking ice cream. So it's like, I think that for me, just because like I'm not really a person that I could tell you I experienced a lot of lust or like have sexual desires. I'm really not on that at all. Like, if I like you, yeah, but like it's really hard for me to get like that. So that's why like lust and infatuation kind of are like on the same, like basically family. They're like cousins. And like for an example, it's like I could be talking to somebody new, and for like the first 2 weeks I want to be on the phone with you, I want to text you every chance I get, and then after a while it goes away. That was kind of like a lust or infatuation moment. And I told you earlier, like, love to me, love is a feeling that does not go away. Love is there. Like, so in 2 weeks I might be annoyed with you, but I still love you. Like, love is a state of permanence.
So have you ever been with someone, have you ever been with someone like an ex or somebody that you just felt like you really love the person?
Yes.
Love.
Yeah, like.
Do you still feel that way, that you love that person?
I love him, but like not in love with him, and I love him more like how I love anybody. More the way I love my ex that I was with for a really long time. I feel like I love him in a sense where I want him to do good. I want him to be better. I want him to like just go out there and be his best self. Like, I still have a lot of love for him, but am I in love with you? No. It's kind of like an unconditional love. That's the next thing I was going to tell you about. Unconditional love do not go away. That means you could hit me with a rock. I still love you.
Right, that's unconditional.
Unconditional love is that's that dangerous shit. That's that shit nobody talk about.
That's a whole different.
That's that shit that like it get deep.
Unconditional love
is deep.
That's the type of shit
I feel like for your child, for your unconditional love for somebody else who's like not your child or like your personal like maybe your animal or something. It's really deep. You get in there and it be stuck like. But I've definitely been in a relationship and felt like I was like, I really love this person. Not even when I wasn't like even when I didn't always feel like deeply in love and infatuated because of things going on in a relationship, I always knew like, I want you to be okay. Like, I want you to be good. Like, I still have a lot of love for you. And I think people confuse that. You can have love for somebody and care for somebody, but not be in love or want to be with them.
Yeah, you can love somebody and still not want to be with them because you know they're just not the one for you, or they're just not right for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Lust, I feel like, is also dangerous. I think lust is one of the seven sins, if I'm correct. I think lust is very dangerous because it's a moment and you literally like...
You're clouded.
You're so clouded, like... You're so clouded, like...
You're like, oh my god, okay.
You can't even trust your own self.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't ever feel.
Lust is, I feel like that's... Okay, that is, I feel like, the place where it comes down to like for a lot of men, I feel like men when they experience the lust thing, like they get so clouded in the judgment and like they can't really like think straight.
Yeah.
They're like just thinking with like people say they're thinking with like penis, but it's not even that. It's just like I feel like I've been in moments like that. I've been in a moment like that where I'll be like with somebody and then I'll just have like there's just like so much like sexual energy and I can feel it really hard. And it's like every time that I felt that shit, I felt like the person has felt that shit too, because I'm not just feeling it.
Sexual tension is real.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
Like exactly.
That shit's crazy.
And that shit is like in that situation, it's just like it's so hard. You gotta have some crazy amount of self-control. If not, you're literally gonna try to make a move. And especially if the person also feels that same tension with you, it's most likely gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I think that that's okay though. Like, it's okay to recognize sexual tension and want to act on it, but you have to be able to label it just as that, sexual tension. And that's it. Like, it's really easy to feel that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to speak on it. It's okay to even want to act on it, you know, with consent and stuff, but it's like, don't let it be more than that. And don't let sexual tension fuck up something you
Something
got
valid.
good, and that's why I don't
Something
respect
valid.
the idea.
That's the thing.
That's why I don't respect the action of like, or the idea that ideals that men have that like, oh yeah, I could have sex with other girls, but I'm still in a relationship with this one. It's one thing if you're
Not
in a
even
relationship.
relationship. I still love this one.
I still love this one. I'm still in a relationship with this one. I think that you can love somebody and still cheat on them. We love God and sin every day. I understand that, but it's like, don't let sexual tension ruin something. Yeah, like, and don't let it make you disrespect somebody you really care about. It's not that serious. It's really not that serious.
Yeah, because it's like something that just happens and it's like you're thinking like it's everything, it's the whole world.
It's not everything.
And then after it happens, it's like, what the hell did I just do?
I'm gonna be honest, and I think I'm gonna be like the first one to say this like publicly out there. People give sex too much power. It is not that deep. Like sex in itself, the idea of sex is not that deep for people to give it the power that they do. Like people think that they sex to get them a house. Get yourself a house, that's cool, but it's not everything. Like, what is your mind like? You know what I'm saying? The power we give sex in our society is really sickening. And it's like, that's supposed to be something intimate, something you share with a limited amount of people. It's not something to like
Just throw away.
brag about and share with everybody, bro. Like, I don't like that. I might be one of the few people that are honestly still like, I keep to myself when it comes to like the sexual life. And I'm not a person that kind of makes it an asset. Like your sexual talents, your sexual experiences are not an asset. If you go to jail, you cannot put your sexual experience up to bail you out. Like, that is not something that you should, I'm not going to say be proud of, but that's not something to like really make it a personality thing. You know what I mean? So that's probably my views on sex alone is probably why I don't really see myself getting into lustful situations, because I'm very strong-minded. We're not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm good. When I like you, it's a different story.
You're like,
you know
we're not doing
We're
that.
not doing
We're
that.
not doing.
We're not letting sex. Sex is a moment. Bro.
You're not about to get caught up in some shit or whatever.
But you know how much people get into some shit because of sex?
People
lost their lives because of sex. Let's really talk about it.
People get into
Let's
a
talk
lot of
about
shit.
it. That shit don't make no sense, bro.
Yeah.
For bodily temptations, you gotta
just-
get some self-control.
But
You gotta get some self-control.
that should be hard. That should be hard. But like it's really doable. It's just like you just gotta think about the aftermath of it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just like if you do it, most time if you really care about somebody and you do it, it's like you feel bad after, and then you're thinking that like, damn, like I wish I never did that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you wanna go through that experience? Do you wanna go through that some shit that you're like, damn, I wish I never
did that. And I'm a person, I really think things through. Like, I'm an overthinker. They should fucking pay me to think, to be honest with you. So I really try my best to do things and make decisions off of that. Things I will not regret, or things I won't, like, you know what I'm saying, beat myself up about. If it's something I might beat myself up about, or I might feel nasty with myself, or I might feel uncomfortable, or just feel like, you know, you're in a state of panic, or it's gonna bring more problems than good, I really will not do it.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, I'm just that person. But I think that love versus lust is that. It's a moment. It's a moment. I think that if some people just really stop giving sex so much power, it wouldn't really be a lot of cheating. It wouldn't be a lot of like sneaking around and stuff like that. And if that's what you like to do, that's fine. Like I said, there's people who's into that. You know what I'm saying? There's open relationships, there's poly relationships. But don't get with somebody who, you know, wants something monogamous and you think you're ready for it, and then now you're stepping out and now you're doing this. That's not right. That is not right. I do not like that at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was good. I felt like we kind of like talked about both of them.
We talked about everything.
The love, lust, the dating potential. Yeah, fellas, don't date. One thing about me, I would never see the potential thing. I would never date potential. I would not even. And me, it's like I don't even be wanting too much. Like I could literally just like someone because of their energy. Like if you have like really good energy, really good vibe. With me, I'm a flow. I just literally like it from that. You know what I mean? I would never be like, oh my god, let me check if this person has this. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me check if this person is this thing or has this thing or like want to do this. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you also want somebody that's like that have their head straight, that like is doing the right thing, that, you know, like if you're trying to build a future with somebody, I feel like it also goes with we're young. So like, yeah, we can talk about that all day. But once you get older, right, it's like, once you get to like your 30s, you're thinking that like, okay, I need a guy that's already like got shit going for himself. Like when you're 20s and like you're young, you're like, you know what, we're in the building stage. So we don't have to like, but like in the 30s, I feel like ladies are like, okay, I need some guy that already has potential because we're not about to start, you know what I mean, that already has whatever he has going on for him. That shit. So
period. Yeah. I think that also sometimes if you never dated potential, it's kind of hard to say that you would never date potential because it's like, I don't know about anybody else, but I think I definitely have a love language of like teaching and learning. I love that shit. Like I love somebody that could teach me something. I love somebody that could learn from me. I could learn from them. So sometimes you might meet somebody who you feel is like so perfect, right? You might meet this girl and maybe it's one thing about her. Maybe it's just one thing about her that rubs me wrong. Whether she a liar, she don't like to clean up, or the way she carry herself. And it's like, if I could teach you how to just do this one thing better, not even just for me, but just because I feel like it's a good quality for you to have, you'd be perfect for me. That's what catches a lot of people. So like I said, like, and it's crazy now because my temper and like my tolerance for shit is so short. I don't have no more time to teach anybody because I try, but I feel like that's how a lot of people get sucked in. Because you'll meet a nice person who's genuinely good, you get along, and it's this one, sometimes it could be one thing they don't do, and you're like, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Just because I want you to learn it.
That's how you just.
That's also falling in.
And that's how you jump into the.
That's how that shit suck you. But I think we covered everything. I think overall you gotta accept people for who they are. Mm-hmm. Even in friendships. Friendships too, you cannot change your friends. You gotta just accept them for who they are. Right. Stop letting sex have so much power. Oh my gosh.
Over you.
Yeah.
That's one for the men especially because I feel like women have a lot more self-control than men.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I think I'm good with self-control. I think self-control is a human thing.
A lot. You think
I think it's a human thing. We all gotta learn it. Self-control and
we all gotta learn it. I just think women have it better. They have it like women have better self-control. I don't know if maybe because the way society like branded, the way society put it out. But I feel like women are just better with like having self-control.
I think they're better at hiding the lack of self-control. Exactly.
Yo, these moments, bro. Like this nigga, you just hit me with some shit. Okay, we. I think they're definitely better. Cause like if a guy was honey as fuck, his dick would be hard and you would see that. But when a lady was horny as fuck, she could be wet as fuck, you would not even know.
But not even that, just like behavior wise too. There's a lot of things that I know for a fact, like there's some things men won't know about me until like you get close to me. So like I might seem like I have it all together, I might seem really organized, and then you might get next to me and realize I'm really not like that. I think women just have a better way of making it look like they have. There's certain people, let me not just say women, a lot of people have that talent, making things look better than what they are, or put together right. Mm-hmm. But men, when it comes to like lust and stuff, I feel like you guys communicate that more, you guys show it more than women do. But you'd be surprised, I think women, if not, women do struggle with self-control. It's just that I feel like kind of just learn how to keep it composed. Yeah.
Alrighty, if you keep going, we're gonna go on.
We're gonna go the whole night. It's okay. We gotta say something for next time.
Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching today's episode of the Blog Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Vic, and today we have your girl Adeze with the fire. She's always coming and say some shit. And I'm
I gotta leave
this nigga, she literally be hitting me up with shit like randomly. I'm like.
You can't handle it, y'all.
Like, exactly.
I told you, I study philosophy and shit. So
yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching to this episode. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know about
comments,
love, thing. And like, if you ever did a potential, or if you're gonna do the potential, then lastly, let us know where you found this podcast from. Like, if it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, let us know. And then thank you guys again for tuning in.
Bye. Bye.